Team Talk Podcast, episode 33. Myself, Samuel Law. I got Coach with me.
Welcome back, Samuel.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I got Stelios. What going on?
What's going on, people?
Yeah? Alright, man. Like we're going to always do, we're going to get straight into it. Arsenal, 2-0 up at half-time. First of all, what was you thinking at half-time? 2-0 up.
I mean, Watford were just too easy to play against for what I was seeing. Like, Arsenal were just carving them open, like not chance after chance, but you could just see they were easy to play against. No one was really getting up on Ozil and other players and getting tight on them like you would usually do for a new manager, run around a bit extra. But Arsenal just looked like they were cruising the first half.
Well, it finished 2-2. Watford came back in the second half, scored 2 goals in the second half. First of all, I would say Watford started well, but I was saying they haven't got a clue in the final third. Like, they started the game well. They had all the ball. They were making all the chances. Arsenal never had a chance before the Aubameyang one, like a proper one. And Watford just didn't. They failed to punish. So Aubameyang, first, like, Stelios, let's talk about Aubameyang though.
Yeah.
Clinical.
Well, like, obviously coming into this game, he had 12 goals in comparison to the Watford team. The whole Watford team have 10 goals. So he's outscored Watford this in the last, I can't remember the last something games, yeah. So in terms of him being clinical this season,
It just shows how bad Watford are, first of all.
Yeah, I'm saying that's two things. It shows, one, how bad Watford are and how bad this result is for Arsenal, but it also shows how good Aubameyang is. And I think, again, another 2 goals today to add to that. Arsenal have a real striker there, man. Yeah. A real solid striker.
I mean, like we said, obviously, Arsenal, they're 2 up at half-time. At that point, you're thinking, okay, they have enough about them to keep that result, yeah? That's 3 points away, tough game, Vicarage Road, 3 points, we go home. What happened?
Well, they're going to say goals change games, innit? Goals change momentums. And obviously the mistake by Socrates. Yeah.
What was...
Well, I don't even, when you look at what was happening there, I don't even really, because everyone's going to blame if you can't play at the back. Sorry, guys. If you can't play at the back, don't play at the back. But he wasn't under any pressure. The pass that he was supposed to do, Guendouzi was coming in and he was attracting the defenders in. What he needed to do was skip Guendouzi and go to Xhaka. If you look at the picture, you can
like
see
over the top or...
over the top, just a little chip pass over the top. No,
risky though.
No, but if Xhaka loses it there, you can still got Luiz and certain guys to cover that spot. Once you don't get the ball to Guendouzi, you're already where the goalkeeper is and they're coming straight at you and they're going to score, and that's what Cleverly done. But if you look at the picture, he should have, as Guendouzi's checking into the ball, Cleverly, is it Cleverly that knocked it? No, who intercepted it?
I think it was Cleverly.
Yeah, he's one who intercepted it and scored.
No. Oh, who scored? It was whoever intercepted it scored.
No, Cleverly intercepted it.
Oh.
Yeah, but I don't know if he scored. I'm not sure. I got to go back on. But whoever intercepted it...
It was Cleverly. Cleverly scored. He intercepted it and he scored.
Okay, yeah. So basically, Cleverly's getting attracted to the ball as Guendouzi's getting attracted to the ball. So as he's checking in, Socrates has got to skip him and go to Xhaka. That's how you play out from the back.
Yeah.
Because you want to attract the forwards out of positions and exploit the space.
Yeah.
And make the pitch as big as possible.
Yeah.
But obviously, he just took the easy option.
Yeah.
Because clearly, he's not comfortable with playing at the back. But that Emery is making sure they have to play at the back.
How do you feel about this playing out from the back? You're a coach, right? You coach under what?
Different age group, all the way up to like under 12s.
Okay, so do you have that kind of style of play as well, where you play out from the back, or
You have to.
or even at that young level, your teams are passing out from the back?
You have to.
Why do you have to?
Because to me, it's if you do it properly, that's how the game, to me, should be played. I'm more worried about my team and not the opposition, if that makes sense, and whatnot. So a lot of the times we play against opposition that try and play out the back, but we've already practiced how to press.
To box them in, basically.
Yeah, to box them in and stuff like that. Then they end up just going long and just giving us the ball anyway. So
Wait, let me ask you. So, okay, for those that don't kind of understand why teams pass up from the back, why do teams pass up from the back? You see the cities do it.
is basically to use every inch of grass on the pitch, basically, and you shift around teams. Yeah, without even anything physical, the ball's just shifting around team movement
Because they're running, they're trying to press, they're trying to box you.
basically, and whatnot. And then when you break the first line and you get into the second, third, they're out of the gates, and now you're just going towards their goal, and it's like a mini counter attack, and you got to make the right decision in the final third. That's why a lot of teams, they can't even get out their third. Like today, Arsenal, they couldn't even get out the first phase, so they couldn't even get into the second phase. So what happens is when you can't get into the second phase, obviously, you're in trouble. And
for that to work, you need ball playing defenders.
oh yeah, of course. Listen, if you've got players that can't kick the ball or they're clearly not confident in doing it, you don't do it. Or even if you do it, you implement it slowly. They do it. Arsenal seem to be doing it all the time today, like all the time. Even though it's clearly that your players are not comfortable with playing out the back. So obviously you also got to coach to the players that you have as well. If they can't do it, don't do it. But for me, I'm not blaming Emery for that goal.
Wait, that's what I was going to ask you. So wait. Let me get this right though. If you don't have ball playing defenders, do you say, nah, for now we're gonna play a different way? When I do get the guys I need, then we can run that.
But you can't, because Aubameyang ain't gonna hold up the ball. So you're going long. Pepe's not holding up the ball. Lacazette's not holding up the ball. So at some point, you can't just be going back and forth like a basketball match.
So I guess it's fair to say then in training, that's what they're working on probably.
Well, they have to. The way they shape up all the time, regardless of whether they've given the ball a couple times or not, they still shape up the same way. Me, in that goal, so Kratas has made the wrong decision. It's not Emery that's made the wrong decision. He has made the wrong decision. The right decision was getting the ball to Xhaka. Now, I don't know if Xhaka's putting his hands up, calling for the ball, and he's checked his shoulders to know that he's in space. But I can clearly see he's in enough space for that ball to go over Guendouzi and for him to bring it down to the second phase of play. But obviously, he didn't do that.
If you're a defender, then Stelios, like let's just say, you're a footballer. I'm trying to think of a footballer that Chris Smalling, because Smalling got taken out of the England team because he couldn't play out from the back. Remember, Southgate wanted the ball player.
You don't. With people like Smalling, it's clear you don't play out the back because as an opposition. I just know I'm gonna key
Easy
in.
work.
I'm gonna make sure Smalling gets the ball.
Yeah.
Leave the other centre back alone. I'm gonna make sure Smalling gets the ball.
So if you're someone like Smalling, Stelios, yeah, and your manager saying nope, we're gonna play out from the back, blah blah blah. What are you thinking? Are you thinking, oh my god, this is not even the way I can't play like this, but I want to stay in the team?
Like as a professional footballer, you can't think like that.
At that level,
At that level, do you know what I'm saying? You're at the top level. You have to be able to accommodate your style of play to how the manager wants you to play. If not, find a new team. It's as simple as that, bro. Like, I get what you're saying. Obviously, about if you find someone who's not comfortable on the ball. I don't think Socrates is comfortable playing out the back. So this whole Arsenal trying, Emery, he's going to keep trying, but they're going to keep making the same mistake.
But don't you think he's technical enough? We're not looking at Socrates like Chris Smalling is awful technically, as in awful on the ball. I've seen Socrates with the ball at his feet, playing out the back. I've seen him do it. So it's not like he's technically awful and stuff like that. He just made the bad decision which swung the momentum of the match.
And we've seen it happen. Like, we're gonna get onto that game as well, but we saw Otamendi yesterday, and he dwelled on the ball. I think the guy that gave him the ball kind of gave it to him, and Otamendi's thinking, okay, I got time. No one shouted man on, and he got caught on the ball.
That's what I think happens a lot is when you've got players who aren't comfortable playing at that. And I won't say John Stones isn't, because I think John Stones is, but it's a thing where a lot of them, they'll get it. And they know that this is a system, let me just relinquish responsibility. Let me just pass it as quick as possible. I'm not even going to worry about how the other man's going to handle it. And Otamendi, he had so much time yesterday. Like, he had so much time. I don't know what happened. I don't know why he just tried to be so composed. And then he just got tackled so easily. I thought it was poor. It was poor from him, man. Man, it's terrible from Otamendi, to be honest.
Well, let's go over that bit. Well, staying in Arsenal. So, Emery, he needs to be careful, because quite a few fans that I'm talking to now, their patience is wearing very thin with him.
But that's the social media world we live in, though. Like, realistically,
No. What do you mean social media?
Realistically, a new manager should be given at least 3 years.
What's he really changed though?
No, for me, if he goes, if I'm an Arsenal fan, I wouldn't be crying and shedding any tears. For me, he was never the appointment anywhere. I've always said to Arsenal fans who say, "Oh, you don't know what's going on in the club." Allegri was their number one target. They didn't get Allegri. Their number two target was Arteta. They told Arteta, "You're not going to be in charge of transfers." He said, "No, I'm going to stay with Pep." Emery came along, free, no compensation, and they brought him in. That's why they brought him in on a 2+1. They didn't bring him on a free and then +1. They brought him on 2 years, settle everything down. Edu's now into the club. Edu's probably looking for his replacement right now, but people don't know. And if it goes well, we'll give him a year extension. If it doesn't go well, we can get out of that contract anyway, and he'll be gone, done.
I mean, boy, that's more points dropped. It seems like I think there's like 5 teams on 8 points right now. Another team that dropped points was Man City. Boy,
before we change, because it's important to go into Emery. Like, do you think he makes the right subs?
Oh yeah, wow, I missed that actually.
I just don't think Emery.
He made all his subs before 70th minute, you know.
I don't think Emery is a top manager. That's the crux of it. I just don't think. I think he's a Europa League. If you want to finish sixth, type of like he will get you like revenue that you need to get to places. But in terms of being a top manager, that's going to go for leagues, that's going to build a squad and this and that. No, I think Arsenal fans were so happy with just something different at the beginning. They're like, yo, we're just going to give this guy a chance.
They'll take this over Wenger.
I don't know. I don't know because
They'll
for
take
me-
this.
for
They'll
me
take
la-
this.
For me, last season, Wenger gets fourth. All the games that they had to just win a couple to get fourth, Wenger gets fourth.
Yeah, that Brighton game.
Yes, Wenger gets fourth.
that Brighton game, what they had to win, bro. Wenger, he's done it for how many years? He'll get fourth.
Wenger's a
Say
clutch
what you
for
want to
fourth
say
last
about
minute.
Wenger, but clutch fourth place manager.
comes down
Yeah,
to it.
he's when he gets to the prime spot. Like you've been the years where Tottenham, we're ahead of you. Where last 10 games of the season, Wenger just comes in, does his job, and then they get fourth.
I still think there's fans that will prefer this, man.
But look at the squads that Emery's got in comparison to the last few squads.
But that's what I'm trying to say. I think they'll prefer this because they can see that Emery's trying to make signings. He's trying to.
It's not. It wasn't down to Wenger that Arsenal weren't making signings. Do you get what I'm saying? It wasn't that. Like he brought in his last few years when the resources became available. He brought in Aubameyang. He brought in Lacazette. Do you get what I'm saying?
Born Ozil, Sanchez. Let's talk about Ozil actually before we come off this. It was weird. Like when I saw his name on the team sheet today, I was shocked because I actually forgot about him. I actually forgot about Ozil. It's been that long.
Can't forget a man on 350k a week, that's for sure. And the board reminding Emery, like, listen, it's cool what you're doing and that, but we got a man that's earning 350k a
Because
week.
he just played for me. It was random. Like just seeing him in an away game, you threw him straight into Watford away. I was like, huh?
They shuffled him out on the wing as well, didn't they? At first.
Yeah. I thought he was playing in the middle, but then because the lineup I saw,
It was Guendouzi and Xhaka in the middle, and then he got shifted to the left, and then Ceballos got shifted to the.
what I saw was that they were gonna play like a 4-3-1-2.
Emery-
So Ozil in front of Ceballos, and I wanted to see how Ceballos and him linked up, but
Emery's just been told, bruv, he's got to play. Emery's saying, cool, if he's got to play, well, he's got in my system, he can't work in the middle because he just leaves gaping holes. So he just shifted him out onto the right.
why did Ceballos come off even? No, let's try to get our heads round. Did the substitutions?
Was Ceballos at the time in the game defensively aware? I don't know.
He came off a Willie. No.
No. This is what I'm trying to say. With Ozil's not playing because Emery wants him to play. He's earning 350, guys.
He can come off the pitch though.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
But this is what I'm saying.
Why is he coming off?
We don't know with like Ozil's contract and these sort of things. Like if he starts, he must play the full
X amount
match.
of minutes,
Or
yeah, you're right,
like
yeah.
all this stuff goes into it because when you look at the game, it's like, guys.
The fans were booing when
Like,
Ceballos came off. They was like, what?
But that's because fans look at it as football. They look at it as who's playing well and who's not.
But yeah, contract.
He's not looking at it like that. Emery's just like, I want to bring him off, guys. But I can't tell you that because I'll get sacked. And then the other thing, I can't bring him off because it's in his contract when he starts. So that's the only reason. Because Ceballos was playing better than Ozil, clearly. But he came off. So I don't know.
Anyway, yeah, all right, cool. Let's go into the City then. I was shocked by that result. Who was anyone shocked here?
I don't think anyone can say they expected that result. But that being said, when you watch the game, I wasn't surprised at the end result because Norwich played that well.
Let's give Norwich credit first before we move on to City and kind of the whole what they're going through right now. But Norwich, they were playing yesterday.
Football, honestly, like Canswell, Pookie, what's that other guy? The Bacardi or whatever his name is.
Badwani.
Yeah, the one who won. Like they've got players that they're literally bringing players from nowhere, bro. Like these are guys that no people ain't heard of, and they're just coming into the Premier League and outplaying City.
They've impressed me. They've impressed me this season so
City
far.
in the first half, they were pinging it about, kept the ball, like beat the press so easily with ease. And then if they had to start again, they'll start again comfortably. Like
The fullbacks did well.
They looked very, very comfortable yesterday. And I don't know if it was a poor City, but it just looked like a really good Norwich to me.
Okay, fair enough. But having said that, this is still Man City.
But
When I saw they did a comparison after the game, I think Norwich's team was 46 mil or something, and City's team was 400 and something.
Yeah.
Mad.
Yeah, well, for me, I would go the other way in terms of I know everyone's praising Norwich and whatnot, and they were very brave, but they were also brave against Liverpool, but they couldn't take their chance.
The first game they impressed me.
So they did play football, but I was thinking to myself, in football, we all know, man, with the top teams and the real top teams, sometimes like complacency is such a disease for some people. All week you've been hearing Norwich are ravaged with injuries. 16 people in the medical room. They ain't got this defender. They ain't got that. They got to play the right back at centre back. They got to play the centre midfielder at centre back. When you hear this the whole week, and then your Man City just rolling, going through the motions, playing.
And they came out from international as well. There's
This
players
is what's
that
killed City this week. The complacency, the disease that complacency brings. They thought they could just roll up to Norwich, play tit for tat, because Norwich plays football. It's not like they're going to rough and, you know what I'm saying, rough and ready you and stuff. And they just got turned over. But it was some stupid mistakes, though.
Before we get to that big mistake from Otamendi, yeah, Laporte got injured a couple weeks back, yeah, and even the pundits were saying, "Wow, this could be a big blow, blah blah blah." But I was thinking, you know what? City have one in, one out mentality. Is that I don't see other than like a KDB and even him when he was missing last season, they still pushed the title. But I don't look at City like, oh, if there's an injury, it's a wrap. So when Laporte was injured, everyone was making a big deal about it, and I didn't think it was a big deal.
I think with Laporte is because how much he's kicked on since he's been there. I think his importance has gradually, like, he's number one, and now Company's out as well. He was the next leader in that back line and whatnot, and he has been impressive for a long time basically, and he's been so consistent. So I think once he gets injured, I think obviously that's when pundits are like, the way he's been playing with him out for 6 months.
6 months.
I think 6 months.
It's not a joke. Okay, so this is I'm saying it's a long-term injury. Yeah, if I look at the City squad, the centre backs is the one area that I will be like, okay, City still need to improve this area. Yeah.
Why didn't they get Maguire?
Well,
Can you imagine Maguire in that team?
That's what I'm saying. You see, City, yeah, the way they do business is that the company players they've just walked away from over the last couple of years. Yeah, this is the price we're willing to pay, the max we're willing to pay. If you're going to tell us more, sorry, we'll leave it. And United obviously been in a position where they wanted the player,
desperate.
They paid the extra money. Desperate, didn't want to use the word, but yeah, that's it. They paid the extra money. Like, you lose Company, that in itself, you lose a massive presence in the changing room and a centre back. Fair enough, he was injured a lot, but
He wasn't starting.
Yeah, he wasn't starting, but at least if Laporte goes out and you have the option to bring the Company or Otamendi in, you're bringing Company.
So who's their centre back? Stones, Otamendi, Laporte. Who else? Who's is that? You can't have 3 centre backs.
Is it? So, in my opinion, what should be happening is instead of you rotate between Otamendi and Stones, and I will try and make Fernandinho makeshift centre back.
I was just about to say that because the thing is, I mean, I've seen Pep play Fernandinho and Yaya Toure in centre back. You know what I'm trying to say? And he made it work.
Mascherano became a centre back. I don't know if it was under Pep he done
Mascherano,
it.
yeah.
But and for me, Fernandinho's got the aggression. The only attribute I'd say Fernandinho misses to be a centre back, header in the ball. I don't think he's that great. But at the same time, when it comes to playing out the back, like, he's comfortable on the ball enough to do that. He's aggressive enough to win the ball. Like, it just makes sense for me. Like, I don't rate Otamendi personally. I really don't. And it's not just because of the mistake he made yesterday. I just think City have now excelled a level since they bought him. Do you get what I'm saying? And yeah, it's just time for, he's just not their player. I don't even think Stones is that good anymore. Like, I really don't. But
I never thought Stones was that great anyway.
I thought I thought that when they bought him, I thought, okay, look, he's still young. He's going to push on. He's going to
ball playing defender.
He can play on the ball. As he'll get older, he'll get more mature and he'll get better. But I don't think he's pushed on. I personally,
I don't think his mentality is strong, man. When I look at Stones when he plays and that, it's just shaky all the time. Like, it's just like because they've got them attackers in front of him, they make guys like him look so calm and cool at the back. But any sort of little pressure on guys like you said, Otamendi and stuff, they just get exposed. That's what it is. So if the attackers are not doing their job up front for City and just burying teams in the first 20 minutes and everyone's head goes down, it's now onto the back two. What can you do to uphold us and be the foundation of the team? Yeah. And they're just shaky, man.
Another one I'm onto, I know it's early and I will give him time, but I'm just saying it now, just so we'll revisit it. I could be wrong and it's fine, but Rodri, the new signing, he hasn't looked good. And he's a top player. He's a good player for Atletico. He played very well. But this season I've been watching him and he's looked off the pace. I know he scored yesterday, but I'm watching him. I am onto him. I want to see if he can adapt. Because what I want to see is, okay, how it's intriguing to me. I want to see how he's going to adapt to the pace of the Premier League. Bro, I was watching with you and Ricky the other day, yesterday, and he had his hands on his knees. You know, like when you're crouched over, he was like, "Wait, this is this is a league. Like this is proper." So I'm watching him anyway. Like, but if you're a City fan, have you got anything to worry about in terms of like?
Because you do and you don't, because you know you got Pep Guardiola who will analyze the match, see what needs to be done, etc., etc.
Buy players in January.
Yeah, if need be, it's got to be done. But then once again, you also got to be worried because Liverpool's your competition. It's not United, Arsenal, Chelsea, and the rest of us behind you. It's Liverpool, and right now Liverpool are setting pace. So you need to also keep up with that. That's what I'm talking about. The complacency. It's so easy when you've won the last 2 titles, but this is what made the United great teams. This is what made other teams when they were just winning 3 titles in a row and stuff like that. It's crazy because United used to do it sometimes on a regular basis and whatnot. People used to think that, but going again and again and again.
When you're the champions, you've got a bullseye on your back. It's a cup final. Anytime you go to away games, everyone's up for it. The fans, everyone's up for it. It's a scalp, yeah. But yeah, man, Liverpool, bloody hell. I don't know. Where do I even start? I'll start with Mane, man, because he needs a special shout out.
I'm the wrong guy, but
Yeah, I know who you're gonna go to. I wanted to start with Mane. No, it's going for Firmino, but wait.
But what I would say, all 3 of them. This is how I look at them. The best player at the front 3 is Mane. Probably the most to me productive one is probably Salah, and the most important one is Firmino. That's why all 3 of them complement each other. Because when Firmino's not playing, you see that Firmino's not playing. Like, obviously Mane was down the middle, scored his goal and whatnot, but you can clearly see, like, that's why I know why you rate Firmino. You can see he's not playing. But when he come on the pitch, different. It's just like Salah and Mane just having a time of their lives. Because they just know this guy's going to link up. Bro, he's unselfish.
The third goal, Salah picks it up in that kind of messy position. You know where Messi picks it up? Plays it into his feet. Firmino with the flick. Salah is just, he knew straight away, as soon as I pass it into his feet, I'm making a run. And Firmino gave it to him. Yeah, you're right, man. Firmino.
Yeah, for me, I honestly, man, I rate him so much more now than I did a few years ago. But I've always said he's a good player and he's essential for that front 3. Because I think it was Lee that said it last season. It was like, if Liverpool had a striker that's a 30, 40 goal season striker and you put him there, then Liverpool would be better. But I said no, because then Salah and Mane will suffer. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, he's very important. And not only that, he can score goals as well. Do you get what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, like, he didn't start the game.
Came on and got man of the match.
Yeah, came on, created 2 wonderful goals. And how many chances did you see when he created for Robertson? Yeah. He created for one. I think it was for Trent as well on the other side.
It's over the hedge. Yeah.
He plays in that false 9 position. He's always dropping into that space that the defenders hate. You know what I'm saying? Do the defenders need to commit and go stay tight to him, or do I need to hold my position? They don't know what to do. They don't know.
Is he the best false 9 in the world? If you had to say, if that's a fake title or something.
Messi's
the false 9.
Messi's a false 9. But the false 9 became a false 9 because of Messi, the inventor.
Wait, did he create that?
Messi just stood.
No, let's speak about who created the false 9.
False 9 with Messi.
Oh no, Emery Heskey, bro. What do you mean? Emery Heskey was false 9 for Owen. Do you remember when Emery Heskey was there for false 9 for Owen?
Respect.
With Messi, obviously, he whether he created a position, I don't know, but he made it a position where it's hard for the centre backs to either push on you or drop back. You push on him, you leave space for the wingers coming in, making that diagonal.
And the DM don't even know what he's got to do. He has to come deep for you.
So for him, he's the one that made that pocket. But you've got to be a really intelligent and patient player. In that you can't. That's why it works for Messi, because he loves scoring goals as much as setting up goals, if that makes sense. Exactly. And Firmino's the same way. Whether he scores or not, he just loves setting up goals as well, just by the way he plays and stuff like that. So
the vision is ridiculous. It's like he's got eyes on the back of his head. Like, he just knows exactly where to do the flick. He knows who's running off, who's running where. He's quality player. So
Liverpool, are we gonna see a season of dominance? Like,
no. You won't see that. They'll have their ups and downs and stuff like that. It's just that, once again, for the Premier League, they were 1 point behind, and that 1 point they lost to was because they lost the game to City. That's what it came down to at the end of the day. So they're hungry as ever for this Premier League title. Don't get me wrong. Once they won the European Cup, it's cool, but you guys have been doing the European thing. It's in Liverpool's DNA, their history, that European Cups, you've been doing it. And we all know with European Cups, it depends on the draw, who you play, etc., etc. But the league, 38 games, you play everyone twice, home and away. Once you lift that title, it's like, yes, like we have done it. And they haven't done it in the Premier League era at the end of the day. So they're super hungry. They're super, super hungry to get this.
Will they win the title?
Well, they're 5 points ahead of City. I know it's early days. City are without Laporte. You can argue. I don't know if it's as important, but it's just like if Liverpool were to lose Van Dijk, in my opinion, because it's like who can replace Laporte at the moment in the City squad? No one. Like,
I don't know if I'm rolling with that. City,
I know that's what I'm saying. Van Dijk's
City have got players. Like Van Dijk's importance.
What I'm saying is that Otamendi and Stones, to me, they look like better replacements to Matip and other guys probably in the squad. Yeah, that's what it is. They're number twos, but now they've been forced to play number ones for a long period of time now. That's going to be the test. Now,
I didn't know it was 6 months.
Now, if Van Dijk's out for 6 months, who's going in that centre back position? Gomez.
Matip.
Nah, it looks like a different sort of we can get at these guys and whatnot. But because he's there, he's the rock. That's what Laporte was to Man City. And also Laporte left-footed gives the balance on the left side as well. All of that sort of stuff plays into it. It's all the small details.
Saying that, I don't know if you watch the Newcastle game. I don't think Liverpool. I think Liverpool can get got. I do think they can get got.
Like, you know what I said about Norwich?
Yeah. I mean, Newcastle had some good chances. There was a lot of times when I think it was either the fullbacks or midfielders had a lot of space because
the goal.
People like Van Alden weren't tracking. I think Liverpool are getting maybe too confident, like in the sense that let's just focus on getting forward, let's just focus on scoring. That they're neglecting those defense. And I think that the game against Chelsea this week is going to be a very interesting game.
Let's preview that. I didn't think of that.
Is that the bridge?
Let's because we're gonna touch on Tammy Abraham's brilliant hat trick. Segue. No. But you know what? I was gonna segue, but let's talk about the preview of that. How do you see that going? Liverpool, Chelsea.
Boy, it's either going to be a tight game or Chelsea is going to get tucked in. You play like you play against Sheffield United and all that sort of stuff, and the defensive. No, it's just not going to happen.
Let's start opening you up at home, but they didn't win though. But
Mane and Salah are tucking. Firmino is tucking. That's. Like I said, that's a different level. At the moment, it's a different level. But once again, what's my favourite word? What's Lampard playing with? House money. So right now, even if he gets tucked once again, Lampard's got a free season. Liverpool, you can just come out and say Liverpool are above us levels wise, and that's where we want to get up to. That's where we want to aspire. It's a good experience for Mason, Tammy. Now, if they go and perform and win. That's like, guys, just we want our youth to play free spirit. Even Lampard don't lose this season. He does not lose.
Just
show me something. But what it is, Lampard, this season is about show me something.
Yeah.
If you're showing me a little bit, we can say, bro, if this guy was given a bit of money and a transfer window, bro, what can he do?
What is he showing you, Stelios? Chelsea fan, let's get to it. What's he showing you?
I was very disappointed with the result last week against Sheffield. Yeah. I think 2-0 up at half-time. We should be winning that game, should be seeing that out. Shout out to my boy Zuma, who messed us up again. Obviously ongoing the 86th minute, just defensive errors. Now, yesterday he didn't start. We got off to a really good start against Wolves. I wouldn't say he's at fault for the second goal that Wolves scored, but my question is, why is Catrone reacting to the ball quicker than Zuma, to get rid of it? I just think he's just not the answer. And if he starts against Liverpool, that's when I'll be concerned of a riot. But saying that, he did play well against them in the Super Cup. But in terms of the whole,
that was a good game as well.
If he plays, they got to play 3 at the back.
Chelsea?
Yeah.
No.
Play 2 at the back.
I get you, but why would you chop it? Which is what a lot of Arsenal fans complain of Emery is.
We played 5 at the back against Wolves.
Oh, was it 5 at the back he played? Yeah, I saw the formation. I was baffled. Yeah.
So this is it. We played 5 at the back here, and it allowed Willian and Mount from midfield to float and get and find space. And obviously Tammy done amazing up top on his own, amazing. And bro, I have to hold my hands up, man.
Get onto yourself before I do, bro. Because you know what I mean. You was dissing my man.
No, listen. No, I was saying. I mean, coach.
Okay.
No, back me up. I wasn't dissing.
No one's
him,
backing
yeah?
you, bro.
No. I wasn't dissing him. Yeah, I fully just said I'm not seeing enough. I don't think he's the answer. I don't think he's the answer right now. And like I said, it's not until the game against Liverpool that I can confidently say, okay, yeah, I believe in this guy. Because at the end of the day, I don't want a Lukaku, bro. I don't want someone who's gonna get 3 on 4 against Bournemouth and
Those count though.
yeah, of course, they do count, of course. But I want a striker that can do it like Diego Costa, that's gonna stick it on Arsenal, stick it on United, stick it on Liverpool. Do you get what I'm saying? That's why that's the answer Chelsea need. We're not looking to be a mediocre team. Do you get what I'm saying? So let's see if Tammy can step up against Liverpool. He hit the post against United, so it shows he's having chances in the big games. So let's see how he does. He's got 7 in 3 games. Like, bruv, there's nothing. That's nothing to laugh. That's not a joke and laugh.
What do you think of Tammy?
I might have to put him in my dream team for a week or so.
Been in my dream.
No, but I think Tammy as well. It's just I don't know how to describe him, man. He's a decent striker. Do you know what I mean? And he's in a hot vein. You know how it is, man, with strikers. You know, form is temporary, class is permanent. Do you get what I'm saying? So right now he's in a rich vein of form. Like everything he's touching right now is hitting the back of the net. But that's all you can do. Tammy, that's all Tammy's there. That's what Tammy's paid for. Tammy's paid to put the ball in the back of the net. Whether it's against Wolves, Liverpool, or whatever, he's paid to put the ball in the back of the net. If he comes out this season with 20 goals, like, come on, like you've got to respect it now. Whether Lampard now says, okay, Tammy, cool, I can see that you can definitely be a striker to come in, so I don't need to go into the transfer market like that, but you might not be that A-class striker that I'm looking for moving forward. Because right now, he's just proving all he's doing is just proving his worth.
He's
proving his worth.
He's already 3 short of Rashford's Premier League high of 10. He's because he's got 7. Rashford's the most Rashford scored in the season is 10.
First of all, don't
He's
talk
already
like you're not a Rashford fan too.
I'm a Rashford fan.
Backing away the last few weeks, you've been backing away from Rashford and not backing him up as you used to.
Oh, backing away from him.
You're back.
My G, I support my guys, but if you're moving crazy, what can we do? I was going to say something about Tammy. Yeah, I think Tammy, he's done it the right way, man. Because even like the way he took his chance yesterday, there was one goal that he took. I think it was the third one. Yeah, and I said, this guy is tested. Like he went to the lower leagues, he's done it the right way. You see, like someone like Rashford, yeah, how he just burst on and you've been thrown onto the world stage basically.
But it's a bit different though.
But Abraham has gone through the motions. He's played men's football. He's gone down. He went to Swansea. I've said he was somewhere else before.
He's done 3 loan spells, yeah. So he's done the Championship one at first. He went to Bristol, got 20 plus goals in Championship.
He's scoring goals. He's like,
20 plus in Championship. Then he went to Swansea. Now Swansea, that team was trash. Like, I can't blame him. He did try his best, but he didn't look like a Premier League striker. So he said, look, let me go back to Villa, and then that's it. Last season, that's it. He helped them get promotion. Top goal. Near.
You get what I'm saying?
It wasn't top
That
goal.
is-
That's a different. What Stelios is saying is correct, but your comparison is a bit different because if you're Rashford and you burst on the scene at United at 18 and you're getting more than enough games, why are you gonna go out and loan?
No. Abraham was playing week in, week out. He wasn't doing this whole, I'm going to come out, I'm going to play out of position on the wing. He was developing, scoring goals.
The last 4 years, Rashford has got a good chunk of games that Tammy would have nowhere sniffed at Chelsea the last 4 years.
No, but my point is, he went to loan and played those games.
What I'm saying is that I can't believe I'm backing Rashford. But what I'm saying is that Rashford, I'm saying at his level, at his age, he was playing enough games to kick on. For me, Tammy Abraham, once again, I will wait to the end of the season to judge him on what he's doing. But obviously, if we're judging him off what he's doing right now, then cool. It's gonna look like going to Bristol was the one, and Swansea and Aston Villa and stuff like that.
I'm a firm believer of players actually going and learning. You know what I'm saying?
Harry Kane done it, bro.
Oh, Dele Alli played at MK Dons. Like, I believe, I'm the old school. I believe.
What I would say, if Lampard had a transfer window, he's not playing.
No, that's what I'm trying to say. It's fell on his lap, basically, this opportunity. But I'm just talking about how he's taking it.
This is it.
Like, he's trying to take the chances that he's given. But I'm saying...
He's done it the right way. He's gone to this.
No, I'm not saying the right way, like, he's now at Chelsea and it all works. I'm talking about him performing. Like I said, the third goal he took looked like someone he's played enough football now, like, in that position for a long time of his career.
So
Do you know what I'm saying?
look at Rashford under Mourinho, yeah? So... Tammy, like you said, he's played week in, week out for the last 3-4 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rashford has sat on the bench ample times.
And when he's come on, he's played out of position because he's had Ibra, he's had Lukaku.
Look at the stats. It might look like that, but look at the stats about Rashford. How he's been playing for the last 4 years.
What minutes?
Don't forget, Rashford's been playing Premier League football. So it's not like he ain't been playing Championship football. He's been playing Premier League football from the age of 18. So there's no need for someone like him, to go out on loan. Now, someone like Gomez, right now, where everyone's clamouring for, he needs to go out on loan and play men's football and stuff like that. But Rashford came on the scene and he just stuck with the first team squad. Do you get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, with Chelsea and Man United, it's a bit different because Man United will promote their youth a bit quicker on who's ready.
But is Rashford a striker though? That's my question now.
We don't know anymore because he came on the scene as a striker.
Don't give me that. You don't know.
No, but you know,
he's a striker.
yeah, he's a striker. He's a
just not
striker.
a good striker. That's all it is. But he's a striker.
He's a striker. He's a striker. I'll still say he's a
He ain't
striker.
no winger.
Yeah, but that's why he's been playing his whole career.
Hey, but
It's not fair. That's what I'm saying.
Why?
Because he didn't go on loan. That's what I'm trying to get at. No, I'm trying to get at. What I'm trying to get at is look. Rashford burst on the scene that Van Gaal season. Yeah, he does well. I'm not one of those guys that now, he should have done it. I'm just saying, if he went on loan after that, when he burst on the scene, so the season after he went on loan, Swansea, Aston Villa, whatever team, Championship, playing centre forward. Yeah.
But you're saying that, but Man United is different the way the structure works. If someone like Rashford bursts on the scene, it's within the club's DNA for him to have a pathway through to play the games. It's not like Chelsea.
I get you, but where he was playing the games, and it's obviously like we're saying this now, but he was playing the majority on the wing, which is why when he asked me where does he play, I said I don't know because I haven't seen him for 4 years as a centre forward. I've only seen him basically this season, and when he first started under Van Gaal. In between, he was playing on the wing.
So, but do you think Rashford would have been playing with better players if he went out on loan than he's been playing?
It's not about that.
That's Abraham wasn't. Abraham wasn't.
No. This is my whole point. When he's playing Premiership football with a Premier League squad, the first team squad from 18 years old, and he's getting a good chunk of games. There's no excuse for him.
Chunk of games. Not this. Okay, look. This is my opinion. Yeah.
From my side point of view, I know. I wish we had Ricky here for minutes. I believe no. Because that's another thing I saw. I saw that Rashford played a lot of games, but then when I saw a lot of those games were off the bench.
And once again, when you're even talking about Abraham and Rashford, do you ever even think about Abraham playing any other position? He can't play any other position. He can't play no forward positions. That's another factor you got to look. He's an out and out, what we call number 9. Out and out number 9. There's no, he's a forward. Can he play on the wing? That's maybe where Rashford's pros and cons are. That with him, see with Abraham, you can clearly see as a striker, he thinks like a striker. His movement's like a striker. Ever since he's burst on the scene, when he's gone out alone, everything about him is a striker. Yeah. When Rashford came on the scene, he wants to be this person, that person. If you can see by the way, he's not patient to stay up front by himself. He wants to get involved in the play. He wants to do this. So that's why sometimes he might get shifted out to the right and left. Abraham will never get shifted out to the right or left. That's a fair ever. Because he's an out and out. If you don't play me number 9, don't play me at all. I might as well, like you said, go out on loan to play centre midfield. No point in me doing Chelsea left winger or this to learn my trade. I'm a striker.
So then the question is then, is Rashford good enough to be starting for United then?
No.
Wait, say that again?
He's not good enough for Man United.
I think based on that, you're right. He's right because if he's not an out and out striker, and there's better out and out strikers, then play a better.
I've said Martial's the best finisher in the.
There's definitely better options for the wing, in my opinion, than Rashford. Like he's a good player. He's a very good player, but maybe he's meant to be like a United super sub sort of thing.
He's not getting into the England team. I watched England the other day. It was Sancho, Sterling, and Kane. Yeah. And I think I texted you, coach. I said, "Boy, this boy, I don't see how he's getting back in this front three, boy, because they are flowing." I know it was only Kosovo, but
you saw the game that he played before when he was playing. Look at the chances that he was missing. You can't at the international level. He's just missing them chances, bro. People can moan about Sterling's on the line, just knocking them tap-ins and that, but he's there. He's on the line. He's there. He's on the line. So do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but this is the one before, obviously, because this was about Tammy, innit? So like in terms of talking about him as a striker. I'm happy to see it in it because I feel like he's very complete in what he can do as a centre forward, in the sense that he scores the headers, 6'3", tall man. He holds up the ball very well. He can get in behind as well, and he can beat a man. Do you know how?
Changes
You know,
Trust me, the beat of the drum is different. It's gone to funky house now. Like it's on the next kind of BPM.
I'm saying, okay, yeah, but okay, like I said, yeah.
No, but I know what he's saying in terms of his attributes.
In terms of attributes, and like I said, yeah, he's still yet to prove to me that he's the Chelsea striker. Let me see him do it in the big games. But in terms of like, he scored goals at youth level.
It'd be a decent B striker.
I mean, what was it, 38 or something goals at youth level in one season, and then he got promoted into the season at Bristol, 20 plus. Then he got the Swansea season right off. Yeah. Then 20 plus at Aston Villa. So now he's in a Prem. I think after that game against Norwich where he got 2 goals, it's just been, I think he's like, now I've got the confidence. So he's always been a goal scorer. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just a question, can he do it in the Prem?
I think worst case scenario, he'll be a good B striker. Like if you brought a top striker in, depending on what his mentality is and if he's ready to be a backup striker, he could be a decent backup.
He's got the number 9 shirt, so there's obviously a reason and like that he's got that. And I think next season we're going to see a lot of changes in terms of like squad numbers. I think Mason Mount's going to get the number 8 shirt. I think Barkley's going to get shifted out. Shout out to Mason Mount again. What do you hold on? Let me ask you: do people still roll out a bet and better than Mason Mount? Like,
admit it, yeah. Since we had that conversation, do you feel any different?
What I'm saying is that I've said the same thing about Ceballos and all these players. I'll look at them at the end of the season. I got to give them a season before I can judge them. If you're talking about right now, this span of games, once again, he's another player that's taking his chance. Yeah. He hasn't folded under pressure or anything like that, but he's taking his chance. Yeah. So that's all you can say. Like he's not chopped liver. Like, do you got what I'm saying? He's not chopped liver. Like, he's not one of them sort of players and whatnot. But he's taking his chance right now. Yeah. So let's see how he does through the whole season, and then.
Stelios, man. Stelios, he killed my segue. When we was talking about Rashford, I was going to go, yeah, Rashford scored a penalty yesterday, so let's get on to the United game. But you messed me up, so I have to just introduce the topic.
Listen, just to finish off the Tammy thing, he's taking his chances, and as a striker, that's what you're paid for, to put the ball in the back of the net. And for me, I think that's a skill that's becoming very underrated now. Everybody wants the step over. Everyone wants to this. Put the ball in the back of the net. You're number 9. That's your job. Yeah. Put the ball in the back. I don't care how you do it. Whatever it is, VAR missed your elbow going it. Whatever it is, put the ball in the back of the net. And then your thing is, which for strikers and that is stats. Yeah. Like if you're banging in the goals and that is your job. 7-3. That's your job.
7-3 is impressive, and he's playing ahead of Giroud, who is proven. So that's good. Yeah, Man United basically laboured to a 1-0 win. Now I'm gonna start by saying, I am delighted with the 3 points, because I said before the game, I think I showed you the lineup, coach, and I texted my other boy, shout out K, and I said to him, listen. Boy, if Solskjaer loses, yeah, I don't even know how I was going to be looking on him. Do you get what I'm saying? Because when I saw the record, it was like 3 wins in the last 7. Something silly. Like, lost 5 at Old Trafford recently. Like, it was mad. So, I'm going to start by saying I'm happy with the result. But boy, if Leicester decided to turn up yesterday, they would have had us.
Well, that's all ifs and buts. They didn't turn up.
Yeah. And in hindsight, no Pogba. Wan-Bissaka just came back. No Martial. No Shaw.
To grind it out sometimes. You ain't got your players. The only obviously problem I have with Solskjaer, like I said in the previous podcast, is that he came out and said stupid things like he's happy with his squad. Like, just don't say it. Even you don't believe it, but just don't say it. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Because when you start talking like that, okay, we keep saying, if Pogba gets injured, what are we going to do if this person gets injured? And look what's happened. Pogba gets injured, and exactly what us fans are saying. Sometimes there's no creativity with Pogba in there sometimes, because they want him to play deep, but then we're chasing the game, so he might have to go forward. It can't just be one man doing everything at the end of the day. But with Solskjaer, his problem is he's put pressure on himself, unnecessary pressure on himself and whatnot. I'm going to give him time because I've clearly seen what the strategy is, and I'm happy with what's going on. This season, I am happy with what's going on.
What's the strategy, please?
The strategy is, he's been told by Woodward, I'm talking about the moves that are happening, we're going to get certain players that you want, no problem. But the first thing we have to do is get rid of some of these men on this wage bill. We've got to get rid of them because the players that we've wanted out are out, whether it's loan or whatever it is. They have been given the indication from Ollie. Remember when everyone was dissing Ollie at the beginning of the season? Oh yeah, Ollie, you said at the last game of the season against Everton that I'm going to be successful here, but some of these players are not. And then it was getting, how come everyone's still here? People spoke too soon. He already knows that. He's already told Smalling, you're not in my 18. Jones, you're not going to be in my 18. Sanchez, you can go, even though I'm telling people you might play this season. Just a bit of a throw off. Lukaku, not really feeling you. You can go. He's bounced out.
Herrera gone.
He's bounced out all this Fellaini. He's bounced out all these players that need to go to start his own cycle, because he is only going to be successful coaching young, fresh, hungry players. He's not going to be successful buying the already made world-class player who's been there, done it, won trophies, and now Solskjaer's trying to tell him
Doesn't respect you as a manager,
So he's doing it the smart way. He's buying the hungry players. That's what I said. If things go how I think they're going to go, we're going to get a new star in our number 7. I'm not going to jinx it.
Before you
but
said
I
it,
remember when I
someone else said that to me as well. They said that
told you we were the super
behind the scenes, Man United was speaking to Sancho's agents and that.
Portman came out and said it. Said there was a super club interested. And I said to you, when you break it down, what other super club is there?
Wait, Sancho at United, please make it happen.
But this is what I'm saying. But you know what it is? Because we got the social media fans and that, they can only see what's in front of them. So they're like, what? You're getting rid of Herrera.
Get rid of Lukaku. Where's the goals?
Where's the goals going to come from? Are you going to replace it? No,
We
guys.
have to go through this. We're going to go through it.
It's one or the other. Either Woodward says, I'll get you what you want, and then after I'll get rid of these players. But he's saying, no, that's not how it works business-wise. That don't make no sense. We got to get rid of who you don't want, and then we're going to start a cycle of who you do want. And we started off with Maguire, James, Wan-Bissaka. We're starting off with the players that he wants.
Sancho's another young English player.
Another young English player. And hopefully he will still Callum Hudson-Odoi if that happens from what we're hearing. So...
What are you saying, Stelios, bro? We're in this bitch, bro.
So until that contract is signed at Stamford Bridge, which it ain't signed, and we get into December soon where he can start talking to clubs and whatever it is, then...
Stelios, that will break your heart. Tell the truth. As a Chelsea fan,
Listen. Then possibly we might have a front three trio of Callum, Martial, and Sancho, possibly at the end of the day. But certain things have
still need midfield to be sorted. But I'm gonna say that I haven't said all that. Yes, I was gassed. I was smiling as we said that. However, we're playing poor right now.
When you're talking about the midfield and whatnot, you got to look at how much, let's say, for potentially Callum and Sancho are going to cost at the end of the day. Sancho will probably cost over 100 mil. Poor, no problem. But Callum will only cost like 10 mil. So it's not a problem. We just play that conversation, Chelsea. Thank you for building him up for us. We can take him. That would be beautiful for me. That would be okay. That's fine. That's fine.
Listen. Okay.
What do you think about what you said
Okay,
there?
this is my opinion. Yeah, in terms of Callum now. Yeah, the way Chelsea's are looking at the moment. Yeah. Let's look at the squad yesterday, for example. You take Willian out, you put Callum in. I think he bubbles. He bubbles in that team. He has a lot of fun. And I think he will enjoy playing under Lampard. Yeah. I think
that's a good point, because Solskjaer's doing what Lampard's doing.
I tell you right now, it's got nothing to do with Lampard. It's got nothing to do with Lampard. He knows Lampard will play him, and he knows Lampard will play him week in and week out. Yeah. It's not a problem. Yeah. It's not Lampard. They need to sort out the stuff in the background that's been said to him and he ain't been happy with. Now, if you're going to commit yourself to Chelsea for 4 or 5 years and people have already been lying to you before you've even made your big step up to the England squad and this, that and the other, what's it going to be like once they tie you down? This is what you got to look at. And don't forget, he's going to have so many options because he's coming into the compensation part of the contract now. There's no longer no 40 mil bids. No one's bidding 40 mil for Callum no more. We don't need to. We'll let you wind down. You talk to the foreign teams in January, and then the English teams if you want to take it down to the summer, and then whatever it is, we just sort out a measly compensation package. That's all it is. So with Callum, it's got nothing to do with Lampard. Whether Lampard plays him ahead of Willian or what, he already knows that he will play. Mason Mount's getting minutes. Callum's getting minutes because he's better than Mason Mount. He's better than Tammy Abraham. He's better than all these youngsters coming through at Chelsea. He's the best youngster that they've had in a long time.
We need him back, bro.
No, but he's playing already.
Honestly, I know he played the youth. He played the reserve game. But to be fair, that game he didn't look like he was. He wasn't like.
Nah, he won't. Yeah, he won't be.
But he was taking it easy. I think he was taking it easy. Like,
let's get back to United, man.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, you're saying there's no creativity, yeah?
Yeah, no creativity.
You're saying there's no creativity. But what I'm saying is that it's going to be a struggle of just Pogba being an only creative player. Now, what I'd like to see is what I said before. McTominay, Fred and Pogba. That's what I would like to see from now. Fred got some few minutes yesterday. Looked a bit different. Yeah. Tuanzebe came on in the midfield as well.
I'm so happy about that. Tuanzebe.
I thought he was going to put him on the right wing and double up with Wan-Bissaka just to tie up the game. but he didn't. He put him in midfield.
We did say that we want to see Twanzebe in DM. So United fans need to be patient then,
Patient, and they need to
because
stop.
we are gonna see these results, these performances all
I'll
season.
say it again, if people can look past the fan channels, and actually analyse the football and what's going on, Solskjaer's doing a very good job. The only problem is like what I told Stelios before, the problem is Lampard. If Lampard is doing well and Solskjaer's not doing well, you now have a problem at United. Now fans really can stick it on Solskjaer, saying, listen, there's a guy that had no transfer window. You had a transfer window and he's doing better than you, and he's got guys like Mount, Abraham. Are you saying we don't have an Abraham? Are you saying we don't have a Mount floating in and around?
I've said it. No one should finish below Chelsea this season.
It's unacceptable.
Below
It's
Chelsea.
unacceptable to finish below Chelsea this season, just for the fact that they don't have no transfer window and they've had a new manager come in. It's unacceptable to finish. So for me, even if we do finish below Chelsea, if they got rid of Solskjaer, I wouldn't be like, oh, Solskjaer, that was wrong what they did to you, because you can't finish below Chelsea. But for me, United fans have to be patient. The guy is going in the right direction, but what Ollie's doing, he's doing it quietly. He's not doing it disrespect. Remember what I said about Mourinho? He's playing up to the press. He's being ruthless by smiling. He just won't put you in the 18.
He's doing a play.
So he's just letting you know, listen, Smalling, you ain't going to play. So you might want to dip to Roma and see what it's like on Italian football, because right now you're not playing for me. And obviously Woodward just gave you a stupid new contract, so I can't get rid of you. No one's going to buy you for no 20 mil or whatever it is, because you can't pass the ball from the back. You just get a little loan fee for him and he's off. That's it.
Stelios, like outside looking in, from rivals, because we are rivals this season. We're both trying to get in back to Europe to look more, attractive. No. Oh shit, yeah, you gotta know.
Come on.
No, you see, I forgot Chelsea. Yeah. Well, for us,
We finished top 4 and won Europa, cuz.
no, but I'm saying, I mean, to get into the top 4 is basically you got Spurs, Chelsea, Arsenal, and Man United. Trying to go for 2 places. Because the top 2 they're already sorted. So what I'm trying to say is, looking at United, what do you see that?
I agree with a lot of coaches' points in the sense that I think the signings you made this year are indicators as to where you're heading to. Young signings, like I don't think a single signing was over a certain age, and none of them were established like world-class players like you have been making over the last few years. Like your Depays and your Di Marias and your Falcaos and your Ibrahimovic's. And
Ibrahimovic did well, man.
Yeah, Ibra done well. For me, it's just I'm just not enjoying watching United at the moment. Like, I mean, we had the game on yesterday, and people weren't really paying attention. It was just that poor.
Everyone was eating chicken. Everyone was chilling.
I enjoyed it.
Vibes. Yeah, but you would enjoy it.
No, I enjoy it just based off I know what's going on. I can see what's going on. Before, I think I would... No.
I'm talking about watching the game, So we watched the Norwich game and the City game. We enjoyed that game. We watched it and we're like, I'm loving the football I'm seeing. That game, you might take the being a fan aside from it, the football wasn't quality. The football wasn't quality.
No, football-wise, obviously, it's not going to be quality. But with United, I've come to realise that until he gets his own players, I'm not going to see the quality of football. That's what I'm saying. But I can see a strategy going on, and a strategy that will help us for the future. Not only now, but it will help us for the future.
And so far, I know we're only 7 games in, so don't chop my head off. His signings, like in terms of Wan-Bissaka and Daniel James, they've come in and they've done all right. They haven't been like where fans are like, oh my god, we just added more Deadwood kind of. He's bought good players.
They've made a difference, and fair play to him. Like I said, like from the outside looking in, I think signing wise, he looks like in that department he's gonna be okay. My question is just more around like how United are playing this style of play. I know people saying he can't really play his style, but what is his style like? I don't know. Like if I was to ask you as Man United fans,
I don't know either.
What's your style of play?
I would say counter attack. Right now, he's got a team for counter attack, and it's not going to work every game. So that's why I'm saying you're going to see games like that at Old Trafford where we can't counter, and it's just. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Look at the game we had against what was it, Crystal Palace? Is it the bag of chances that we had? What's the game that we had the crazy amount of shots? And then we end up still losing to Crystal Palace because they had 2 chances, 2 goals.
Oh yeah, that was Crystal Palace at home. Yeah,
but this is what I'm saying. Even games like that where we have chance after chance after chance after chance, and we're not tucking them away. What was refreshing yesterday, like Stelios said, it wasn't easy on the eye, 1-0, clean
sheet.
Keep it moving. Yeah. There was no Pogba, no creativity. When I looked at the lineup, who's gonna do a full
I felt the worst.
Who is going to?
You got Maddison, you got players, you got Vardy. I thought
who's gonna do anything? That was a team set out to grind. If you guys just put a pressure on Leicester, whatever chances you do get, take it, and then keep that foundation at the back solid.
Yeah. I mean, that's the one thing. I mean, defensively, United don't look terrible like they have in the last few years. Like, I think that's the area that he's addressed. He's starting, so I think he's going to start from the back. Like, let's focus on cut the leaking of goals, and then start to add those players that are going to make an impact onto the game. So yeah, he's going about it the right way, but it's going to be an ugly period for United.
Very ugly period. Just be patient, guys. Be patient. Yeah, man. Boxing. Before we get out of here, Tyson Fury won. He retained this linear belt. I don't know what linear is. I actually don't know what it is. Linear.
You know, ESPN
linear
announced it. I was watching the sometimes you get the adverts. Yeah. They actually announced it. Oh, the lineal champion.
Lineal, sorry, not.
Tyson Fury be defending his. They said defending his crown against Wilder. I'm just like, does that thing exist?
I don't even know, boy. He was the first person I heard to say it.
But
but anyway, so 11th, or 12 rounds they went. He got cut, I think the third round. He actually, it's funny because the corner, Ben Davidson, they assumed it was a headbutt because Fury was like, he headbutted me. So they thought if he gets stopped, it's going to be a headbutt, It was only when, the ESPN reporters come and interview you during the fight. So he was interviewing Ben Davidson. Ben Davidson was like focused on the fight. Like, we're just trying to do this. Obviously, you got headbutt, unfortunate. And he was like, no, it was a clean punch. We just saw it in the trailer. Bro, Ben Davidson, Fury's got heart. He's going to have to try and get this one out. So it changed it. And it was like, the gash was mad. It was deep. If the ref stops it, Tyson Fury's lost. And, Deontay Wilder was the big fight. And you know what is so funny? The commentator was like, the cut man, he's got millions of dollars in his hands right now. Like, he has to make sure this cut, the doctor don't stop it. It was harder than, when you saw the lineup, the matchup, Fury and Valin, who is he? Otto Valin, who is he?
Come on, man. If Anthony Joshua came and gave us this, it'd be World War III. Like, what is this? Like, I didn't even know he existed. To be fair, I just
undefeated as well.
What's his first name?
Otto.
Wallin. I don't know. But like I said, Tyson Fury is doing what he does best, and that's pimping the game of boxing. He does it the best. He goes to Bob Arum, the old guy in America. I talk a lot. People love me. They love me after the Wilder fight. Make me some money, and then the last fight under our deal, we will fight against Wilder. That's all he's done. He's done a couple warm-up fights that no one cares about. He's earned his money. And then the last, I don't know how many fight deals he got with Bob Arum. 3? Yeah. So the last one now is going to be Wilder.
Wilder has to get through Ortiz. Wilder's fighting Ortiz again, right?
Man, he will get through Ortiz. It's not a problem, man. There's a reason why Wilder fights guys like Ortiz and that.
Who is the best heavyweight right now? Because even you, how you said I'm getting away from Rashford, you've been slightly moonwalking from AJ a tiny bit. A tiny bit, I've clocked it.
I'm not moonwalking away from AJ. I'm just going off what AJ is telling me.
But what I'm saying, now I'm asking you, is AJ's...
I just want AJ to just tell his fans or whatever and to say, I'm just ready to knock Ruiz out and get my title.
Though. He said that.
No.
He said that.
There's no need to chat about the moons and the stars and where I'm trying to get to the Nigerian ghetto. I don't care about none of that. Yeah? Do you know how hard it is to start a charity? That's one of the hardest things I find out. To start really, AJ, really?
No, okay, but wait. What I'm asking you who's the best?
Really, AJ?
No, you see, you're moonwalking. You see, he would never talk about it. No. Whoa, AJ should do some. You see these things now? Yeah. AJ should be doing these things since.
No.
But he never used to see it. It's like, AJ's a good guy.
Listen to me. Before AJ spoke about anything, he said, "I'm just not going to use boxing as just me being a boxer."
Yeah, these belts don't define you.
No. He didn't say that. He said, "I'm going to use boxing for different avenues." That's what, and that's not a problem. You don't loads of people do that and stuff for different avenues and that. But like I said, when the moon, the stars, charities, this, that, and you've just lost your belts, all we want to hear about is, why did you lose that? Why do you think you lost that fight? And why do you think you're going to win the next fight?
He said it. He said it was a lucky punch, even though he got punched.
You know what I'm saying?
He said it was a lucky punch. No, it wasn't worth an hour.
That's what I'm saying.
But who's the best heavyweight? That's what I'm trying to ask you.
No one really.
Bro, if he was before, he would have said AJ quickly.
Of course I would have said AJ, but he's just been stopped by
So
Ruiz.
who do you think is the best heavyweight?
I don't think there's a best heavyweight because what, are you going to say Andy Ruiz?
No.
I don't think there's a best heavyweight because
Wilder?
for me after 40 fights after
Yeah, I know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Come on, if we look at the fight, Fury beat Wilder.
after 40 fights in terms of Wilder and never trying to unify the division, I can't give you that title. You can talk, but after 40 fights, you ain't unifying the division. Come on, Fury, he just bounces in and out when he wants to, and then makes his own championship up with no belts and stuff. So I think everyone's got holes in their sort of who's the best and stuff like. Because come on, man, who's he lost to opponents, Fury?
I don't know.
And he's supposed to be the best heavyweight out there. Come on. And look at Wilder. You keep going back to the Ortiz. You haven't unified it over 40 fights. Are you the best? AJ, you just got tucked in by Ruiz. Are you the best? Ruiz, you just could have been classified as a lucky punch. Are you the best?
If Ruiz beats AJ in a rematch, he's the best, bro.
Listen, that's another story.
Isn't it? Is it fair to say?
another story.
If he beats AJ again, you have to say right now he's the best heavyweight.
Listen, he's got the belts.
Yeah.
But once again, if he beats AJ, it'll be the quickest Wilder Ruiz fight you will see ever.
Yeah.
That will get made on the.
Do you know what? That will be an interesting. That will be a very interesting fight.
Which
That will be. I think Wilder versus Ruiz. Will be
100% he would. Ruiz comes forward, bro.
Listen, Ruiz, because he fights with his hands down,
And he's quick, quickest heavyweight.
He just knows I can take a punch, bro. I can take a punch.
A Wilder punch is a different thing, you know.
I get
He's a
it,
different
yeah.
man. Have
I-
seizures,
yeah,
bro.
I hear that. But then what does Wilder do? He just takes one big step back and he's like, listen,
Winding up.
just come through. If you think you can take it, come and take it. But at the same time, yeah, man, I think obviously being a short fighter, it'll be a very
That'll be a
interesting
very good fight, man. Before we get at it, because this is the last thing now, Kovalev, Canelo has been announced. Is there's only one winner? Is it fair to say?
Which is who?
Canelo. Kovalev, if Anthony Yard, had more about him, like we've already spoke about this, he would have beat Kovalev. So I think a young Canelo does it, man.
I don't people rate Canelo. I just don't rate Canelo like that, bruv. I'll be honest with you. I'm just not this. And even the way he got out of this whole meat thing, or I ate the wrong meat, so that's why I failed my drugs test and that. Like, if it was other fighters, they'd be.
He is the golden boy, but put that to the side. His box, let's talk.
But what I'm saying is that cool, but for me as well, I just don't see him as a. I don't know.
So you think
I don't
Kovalev?
see him
What?
as this guy that everyone looks at him like Canelo.
No,
like,
I don't rate that. Not that I don't rate him, but I do rate him. But I don't. I'm not saying he is the best. Blah blah blah. I'm just saying he beats Canelo though. He beats Kovalev.
Do you think he beat Triple G?
I think it was 1-1. Yeah, I think it was 1-1. They need to run that back a third time. I think it was 1-1.
But going to the Kovalev,
He's getting on now.
Yeah, but I don't think he's just that sort of one-sided. You're talking about it's only going to be one winner and whatever.
Yeah, not obviously this is boxing, but I'm just saying like Kovalev, he showed a lot of heart. He impressed me against Yard because even when Yard had him rocked, he still had the experience to hold on and he pushed it. But I just think Canelo wins that. But yeah, man, guys, we're out of here. It's been good. I like this one. I enjoyed this one. I know people are gonna think I say I enjoy this one every time Arsenal drop points or lose. It's weird. I think I just come out at my show when Arsenal lose. You know what I'm trying to say? Like I just like let's have a good one today.
Get more Arsenal
I know
fans
Arsenal
on
fan.
this.
Yeah. I've got a special fan next week.
Okay.
He said he's got a lot to say. Shout out my guy. Yeah. All right, guys. Peace and love. Have a good week. Bless. 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 Bless.